Hello, people who watch Itinerant Hobbyist. Let's try to keep it still. So I've spread all my guys out so I can spray them. I'm going to try to do it tomorrow morning early. It's really humid here in the Midwest. So I'm going to try to spray them. I'm just going to use a light gray primer, Valspar. Give that a shot. And then my colors I'm going to use for the jacket or the top will be 886. The gray pants will be 836. I will use khaki for some of the pouches. I will use 815 for the skin, 995 for the helmets, black for the boots and bolts and belts, brown, spice brown, oh yeah, for the gun. Oh, and I'll show you what I'm using that for. So what I'm doing here is I wanted to test out that German gray for the suits, for the tops, because it's not quite the right color. So I did it on these guys I'd already primed using the same primer. Well, pardon me, I'm gonna move my camera so I can use my finger to focus here. So what I did is I painted these guys using the same colors. So you can see a lot of gray, but now these guys, the men, are going to be much smaller, so I don't think the details will come out as much. Look at those look at that nice knee, nice leg. So anyway, so I'm basically going to paint it like that. So then the guns are going to be probably, I don't know what the guns will be. I guess I'll make them, maybe I'll make them silver. And then the helmet there the helmet will be black, and then I'll use that blue, that denim blue, for like the screen windows. Gosh, I might even use flesh. I might just go all out. And so there they are. These poses that came in the box are so static, but that's cool. I didn't have to build anything, so yahoo. So the black belt, the helmet, the blue, maybe some black on the gun, black on the boot. On the boot? I don't know. I'm always not sure what to paint these guys anyway, because I don't follow. I read some of the fluff, but I don't know it enough, and I'm not. And these models, it's funny. You think, oh great, they're cheap models, I'll paint them. I think bad models are harder to paint than good models. I think that's been said before, so not by me, but by people who know what they're talking about. So anyway, that's what I did there, and now you'll see a little bit of the role playing. Maybe I say that I should have checked it before I watched, but let me go check it, and I'll put it on the end of this. I tried Edge of the Empire, the beginner box. I tried the first 3 encounters with my sons, and one of them wanted to play, the other one didn't. So the one that didn't kind of hung out and kind of gave us he kind of threw in his opinion, but that's kind of what he likes to do sometimes. So we went with it, and my son played 2 of the characters. So whatever, you make it work, and it was fun, and he seemed to have enjoyed it. I took it easy on him, of course. You're kind of supposed to. It's a very programmed course, but anyway, let's go hear me reading a part of the line of it.
The junk shop is immediately obvious by the scrap yard adjoining the low Porstorn building. As you step inside, you see a hunched old human male lurking behind a low counter covered with disassembled droid and machine parts. The man glances at you and then turns to a garbage can-shaped R5 droid standing at his side. He kicks the droid and shrieks, "You're supposed to tell me when I have some customers! You bucket of bolts! Now go outside and finish stripping that speeder bike wreck!" The droid trundles off with a surly boop. And the man turns to you. Well, welcome, customers! As you can see," points at all the racks and shelves of enormous buckets full of scrap metal and parts, "I have anything you could want. For the right price."
Alright, I played Lock and Load in Defeat Defiance. It's the early war portion of their Lock and Load system, Heroes of the Blitzkrieg. Same as Band of Heroes. Band of Heroes. So this is just pictures from my game. turn by turn. The tanks did jack crap. I mean, seriously, they would occasionally shake the other British, French Somme 35, S-35. But man, and I've heard that about the early war tanks. It's like, man, they just plank off each other. Even the anti-tank rifles, I just was hitting nothing. And then all the British, I think all of the British casualties were based on melees. So I started the British way too close up front. I needed to maybe just put the tank in the center by the bridge because the tanks couldn't cross the bridge, so they were stuck on the other side. But they could be. There were some open fire lanes there that they could shoot down the map for some Bren carriers that were coming on later. And so maybe have the tank up there to kind of be a hard thing, a hard gun to, because the machine gun would do something to the guys crossing the open, and then maybe back it up. But it had a mechanical test and it could fail, so you want to put it somewhere where it's okay if it just sits there. And then maybe have a couple Brits up there just with some machine guns laying waste. But as soon, I mean, and there's wire, and I don't know if I can. So the wire can slow them down, so you can get. I think that's what I need to think about. And I put the wire right there, but I need to put the wire there. So they have to get slowed, so it gives the British time to fire on them and then move back. And then the British need to move back the buildings, concede a few buildings, because all the Germans have to do is take a bunch of buildings. But they have to take a bunch. They have to take at least 10 to get any sort of victory. Get the British up, and fire on them, and then move back so that the Germans have to cross some open ground, and then take them out and fight them that way, because then you have to get them out while they're crossing the open. Because you can't really fire on these guys while they're in buildings. So the British are tough to get out. You have to melee them. But they were able to get up there close and do it. So, and to wrap it up, I had to stop for a minute. So yeah, to shoot the guys out of the buildings on this game, it was nigh impossible to get them because they get a 4+ modifier to the shooting. And it's crazy. So that's my thought for the next time for the defense. So it's a fun time. A lot of little things here, and we'll see y'all later. Well, actually, I probably won't see you. I'll talk to you later.